actually did this. And so we could see that, you know, we were meeting our goals in some places, we were halfway meeting our goal in some other places as well. And we've seen a little bit of improvement in that, but still something where not everyone is seeing the same improvement in all of their classes. Like I know that Juan, like you and I in ELA, things have been a lot better. Would you agree? I think that like sitting right over here by Camden has been really helpful and sitting close to me so that maybe it's not as like embarrassing to like raise our hand when we need help. I think that that's been really helpful. Do you agree? Yeah. So does anyone else have anything that they would want to add?
I could say something. Yeah.
Oh, no, I was just about to reiterate to myself, you're the English teacher.
Yes.
Yep, English right there.
And
It's
you
science.
teach science.
I have him last hour, and he sits right next to me also. And there are days that he tries his best, and like there's sometimes where he'll walk in and he'll be ready to get the class to laugh at him, and sometimes out because he's right there. I'm like, you sure you want to do this, or are you making your way to your goals? And I'll say things and he'll stop. And in general, we're good. But other days, it doesn't matter. I remind him because he knows he has this, and every day at the end of the hour, I have to fill it out.
Right.
Now, he's always respectful to me.
Yes.
Yep. He is never disrespectful.
Right.
In terms, won't say anything to me or is mean or anything like that. It's just that he just might not stop the behaviors that he's doing. And a lot of his behaviors are definitely affecting his grades because, like, if I'm there and I'm teaching them, telling them how to do an assignment, he's doing all this stuff, and the kids have to constantly stop because he's making the whole class laugh and focus on him. So nobody, like, it takes a while for me to be able to explain what the assignment is, but then he doesn't know what to do afterwards, you know, like, and so it is affecting his grades because sometimes I know that he's clueless in terms of what he needs to go ahead and do. I've had him in various places in my room, and I'm not really sure where to put him because even when he's up in front of me, he'll still do those behaviors. Like he's not hiding from me. Do you know what I'm saying? Because his goal is to get everybody to look at him. He's not phasing. Like some kids will hide from a teacher, and they'll do what they need to do, and they'll hide. Do you know what I'm saying? He doesn't hide. He can sit right here and blatantly just do a great big loud farting noise, and just we'll even look at each other. Like there's no hiding that.
Can't help yourself.
That's the hard part that I yes. And we've talked about it.
For me, I'm a social studies teacher. I would agree with the fact that he's never, ever been disrespectful. When I redirect him, he always responds and apologizes, and I'll be like, don't apologize if you don't mean it, though. You know, if you apologize and you go back to what you're doing, it doesn't mean that you want to fix that behavior. My issue with him is less about him making noises in class, because he sits right in front. I'm usually standing right in front of him. My issue is just the number of missing assignments, because he gets so distracted by socializing over here doing whatever that he doesn't turn his work in. How many assignments, because he was in my study hall on Friday, because we had a big celebration, and if you have more than a certain number of missing assignments, then you can't be a part. You have to go to study hall to make up your work. So he was in study hall with me, and he was like, I don't have any missing work, and I was like, oh, you don't? And I pulled out this huge list of missing work that he never turned in for the month of October. And I was like, these are all things we do together in class. Like, I don't send stuff home, so this is time you're using in class to not do your work, you know? So my biggest concern is that aspect, him getting his work done so that he can be a part of the things that we're doing in the building to celebrate, you know? That's my concern. I voiced that to DeJuan as well, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I want to see him go.
I feel like you have a lot of leadership qualities and leadership potential, but you're just leading in the wrong direction. I would agree that you're never disrespectful. You're very pleasant to talk to. And even when we've had to talk to other students with you about you maybe teasing them or whatnot, it's not super mean stuff. It's just silly, goofy stuff. You're not a mean-hearted person, you know, not that I've ever seen. We just want you to take some of this leadership that you have and this charm and charisma and get the kids to do what's right, you know, instead of making them laugh. You like to be the funny guy. That's okay in the right time and place, but not when these folks are teaching, you know. Yeah, a lot of good
And
qualities.
it affects you too, honey, so that you can learn also, because you're here to learn too, right? So that you can learn how to do it and be successful also.
Ms. Gabby, did you get a chance, are you similar, or is just playing around?
Yes.
Okay. I know Ms. Sanchez is not here, so I'll kind of add some things that I'm aware of in that class. I know we're speaking directly to him, he's in a meeting. However, a lot of the horseplay is feeding off of other kids that he plays with, I think, which kid causes a lot more than a distraction. It's kind of the same thing. I want to play with somebody, I want somebody to laugh, I want to create that hystericalness in the class. Who's your circle of friends?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not some of the more better influences, I'm thinking. Some of the kids that you're friends with and hang out with haven't seemed to be a good influence for you.
So in our conversation on what I'm hearing, the good parts, the good things you demonstrate with your teacher, Juan, would you say your circle of friends demonstrate those same things?
Yeah.
You would? They do a lot of the playing?
I'm not giving him, he not doing that. No matter who's doing whatever next to him, whatever he does is him.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to get with. So they're doing those things, but you easily can step yourself away from them. And I think what you're hearing is if you step yourself away from that, you can focus a little more on your work. You cannot be the center of attention, and you cannot be in the group of people that's playing around in the class that gets spoken to in that group, right? So, can you do that?
Yeah,
How?
by separating myself from them.
And how do you plan to do that?
I guess like sit next to the teachers like what I do.
You already doing that.
You already sitting next to you. Now, I want to make sure we're having that conversation here before we talk about what you know you need to do. You know what you can do, and then we walk out, but you still don't have that plan to change it because you already sit next to a teacher. You already had opportunity to do more of your work, and you're not complete. So I don't want to cut you off again, but I want you to think about that as we go because it's twofold. We want to see how we can make sure we supporting that, and if teachers are already doing those things, then how can you make sure the support they're giving you stops some of the reasons that we're talking about?
I need you to think about this in the long term. I know it's hard in sixth grade to think about high school, but the whole point of this is for you to start building good habits now, so by the time you get to high school, when your grades follow you, and it's gonna make a big determination about college, you already have those good habits in place. You build bad habits now in middle school, they're gonna follow you when you get up to high school. And that's not what I want for you. I want you to be successful. Okay? So what good habits can we start working on now so that as you get closer and into high school, you are ready and you can do what you have to do when you get there?
So what are some things you can do?
I guess maybe
This embarrassing, ain't it? This embarrassing. Is it?
yeah, a little.
Just remember how embarrassing this is before you do something. And they telling you if you act better, it's gonna automatically be better. It's not. You done messed up your reputation with everybody in here. And even if you come here tomorrow and be on your best behavior, first thing happen, they gonna look at you and who fault is that? Yeah, it's yours. And you got these people thinking we don't talk like this at home. They honestly think you don't already know this. Tell them the truth. There's nothing different you can do. You just flat out can't help it. Tell them. Tell them how all the other kids get bullied, and part of you not getting bullied is you being the cool one, or you making everybody laugh. Tell them what the other kids into that you avoid. And this is what you bring to the table. Because this is a twofold conversation. This what goes on that y'all see, and and what goes on that y'all don't see, it's no excuse for what he's doing. But to him, it makes sense. And then I can't honestly tell him he's wrong. I just flat out can't. You got kids in here running scams in school with $1,000 shoes on. Can I buy him a pair of $1,000 shoes? Yeah, but do he deserve them? No, because of his grades. Now, what do he have to bring to the table when a kid can show him a pair of $1,000 shoes that he just scammed off the internet other than disrupting y'all class? What do he bring now? I don't know how far you watch outside of this school past this block, but I do. When it's 6 or 7 kids recording and ganging up on one, what do he bring to the table to keep him from being that kid? You speak of a level of skills that he's going to need following him through high school. It's 2. It's not just what he's doing in your class, and then all of y'all are able to say he's respectful, right? So if he was to get in trouble, all of y'all could show up and say he's respectful. But can't none of y'all show up to stop him from what happens if he's not who he is in class, outside of class.
So that, and I'm gonna, right, we had that, but I'll say one of the unique things part of it is, and that's why I brought up the circle of his friends. Because this circle of friends within each of these classes, all these teachers can say, is don't do those things. And that's his choice to kind of move away from them. I get what you're saying, well, if I move away from him, it don't bother me. But he has some leadership ability in him. He has some leadership ability in him to kind of be okay with not being that silly group and still do the other things, and he has kids around him.
But look at what you said. He got a leadership ability. So do I lead with these 3 or 4 kids that know what they're doing and don't have problems, or do I lead these 20 kids that keep attacking each other?
Well, who's attacking each other?
Time out. We not getting into that. We gonna keep it with my son. Because I totally understand what y'all saying. I have absolutely no questions. I'm not about to sit here and act like I don't see the same thing. And I'd appreciate it if that same courtesy is extended to me.
I know there's a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, so let's not get into the particulars of putting us on the spot to say who is doing what and what is happening to whom. All I'm trying to get y'all to understand is y'all obviously see it's a choice that he's making to do the things he's doing. I'm just explaining the other side. To me, it's no excuse at all.
I understand that. I just have to say first on the conflict, but that's all I'm trying to say.
You never heard him in any conflict.
Yeah. So what?
And this is what I'm telling you. No one's. I mean, I'm considering pulling him out of here and putting him either homeschool or in a performing arts school. Because if this what his talent is, this what he believes in, this is what he wants for himself, I'm not going to tell him it's wrong. If he had the ability to make you feel respected and laugh, but he's disrupting the class, then maybe it's not what he's doing, maybe it's where he's at. Like, it's a lot of things. Everybody don't make it from going to college. Everybody's not going to be a doctor, lawyer, teacher. I don't know what he's going to do, but it's my job as a parent to support what he has to work with. Do I agree with him disrupting your class? No. Is it something that we talk about every day before he gets to you, before whoever it was I was on the phone with that called me, before any of that? But I would be lying to you if I told he can't help himself. If he know he can make you laugh or make you feel good, or he know he can change the energy of a situation, he's gonna go for it. He cannot help himself, but that's not an excuse either. So as we sit here, I'm not willing to make excuses for him, but I don't want it to be a misunderstanding about where he's coming from or why he's doing this. There's a reason he's not the one getting jumped. There's a reason, and like you speak of his leadership capabilities or whatever, I would like for him to apply that in a different way, but at the same time, I'm not an 11-year-old in 2022. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, at his age, my preference or my whatever that he has to answer for every day was not an issue. I can't put myself into his age group to act like I understand, because I obviously see it's totally different weights than when I was his age, and I don't think none of us can. And it's a lot easier for some kids to sit there and have a different type of whatever experience in school as it's not for him. And then, to be honest with you, all of these little boys have a little bit of the same problem with focusing in, just like us grown men. So to tell him that he's wrong for doing something that he obviously see grown men having an issue with, because I'm a rarity in his life as a man, as far as other men he sees on TV or in person, you may be a rarity as well. Who am I to tell him he's wrong? And who are you? Who are you? Who are any of us if everything he sees that's successful is an example of how he's acting? You can't tell me one person he's seen get paid or become successful from doing anything any one of y'all just told him he need to do. And that's the problem, not him. Even though he's causing the problem, but he don't exactly know it's a problem. And then quite frankly, when I was a kid, they said playing video games was a problem. We shouldn't play video games. And now they make more money than I do, and I got a 6-figure job. So if somebody didn't tell me that was wrong, I might be a successful gamer. Who's to say he's not going to be a comedian? But this is not the place.
I hear you, and we talk, me and him talk. I think it's many more forces in life and challenges that can be more forces than the other man. But I want to keep back on removing the behavior, talking about work.
Right.
He's still not doing work. And that's it. I don't know if in this conversation, the things he's doing or to be safe or to be included with the group he's in has to do with work. It's attacking him and not teaching him. And that's a true question. And you said it's two things. Now I have the third one. The third thing is work. And that's why I'm really here to get them work, because I'm not teaching them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hearing a teacher say you're not missing a science, I'm hearing another teacher say you're not doing work. So even in that process, if that's the persona and that's what he's doing to make itself safe and make itself, comfortable and likable, and to make it through the attacks with face to him as a young black man, he still needs to do work.
Well, I didn't want to add the color part into it. I'm just saying simply to fit in, because it doesn't matter what color he is. Kids do all type of things that don't make sense to fit in. You see adults doing all type of things to fit in or for sympathy or for attention. The byproduct is the work, but all of it starts from him fitting in or him being accepted or him not being one of the ones attacked. That is the basic. Everything else is just a byproduct. I don't agree with any of this, but as his father, this is a conversation I was having with him years before I met him. When I tell you, as far as taking things, doing things, punishment, whatever, there's nothing I can do to get him to stop doing. He honestly cannot help himself. And as I sit here, the best solution, all I can think of is I might have to change his school. That's not to say nothing wrong with you guys, but
Well, I mean, sometimes I don't know him academically, but when I see students act like this, sometimes the problem is that it's hard. The work is hard, and they want to avoid it. And the more you goof off, the kids are learning, and you're going to be stuck. You need to keep learning. You need to keep moving for whatever you decide to do. I don't care what you choose to do. You don't want to be in a position when you're an adult where people take advantage of you. They take your money because you don't know better. There's a lot of skills you need to learn. And when you're distracted and making noise and goofing off, you're not learning. And you're going to stall out. And kids are going to keep moving up. You need more than a 6th grade education, kiddo. No matter what you do, there will be people who will want to take advantage of you. And you got to know, and I hear you're saying there's book smarts and there's life smarts, right?
no, I'm saying there's smart people who's been taken advantage of, who's been educated, who hired the right people, who have a lawyer, and they still got messed over. What I'm trying to get you to understand is he is looking at life in general. And he feels how he is more protection than anything that any one of us, myself included, is talking about. If he has a better relationship with somebody, then they're not going to want to.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
If you know he's respectful and responsible, then you'll be there to defend him in that. You know what I'm saying? And being intelligent, being smart, being correct, doing everything right, and myself as an example, does not pay the same. So I can even say I may be an example to him of doing everything right. Doesn't always make it how it's supposed to be for you. And that's not something I intend to show, but coincidentally, you can look at someone doing everything right every day of their life and things not going how they should. So it's hard for us to keep selling that to these kids, and that's why they don't want to listen to it, because it doesn't sound realistic. Now, I'm here for a revolution, and just him acting better for a week or to the end of this school year and then he gets in another class, that's not really good for me.
So here's my question, and I think Juan will be a good source for us to build on this topic. What do you need from us so that you can be successful?
I'm gonna step out.
That is ultimately what my goal is for you to be successful, and whatever your definition of that is, but I can't help you get there unless you tell me what it is you need from me. So I need, because unfortunately it's time for us to go to their classes, I need you to think about that, and I need you to give me a real answer on it. Because at this point, you know, my ultimate goal, regardless of what our different definitions of success are, is for you to get there. And I need to know what you need from me to get there. So don't just walk away and not think about it. Legitimately think about it, because I'm going to ask you again. And I'm going to follow up and say, what is it that you need?
What's the most important thing? What's the most important part of relationships? Your reputation. You ruining your reputation and your relationship with all of these ladies. No telling where any of them are gonna go after they decide to quit dealing with you bad kids. No telling where you gonna see one of them. No telling how they gonna look at you, but they gonna remember this day and how you proceeded after. And that's gonna be on you, man. And you also got my reputation in question. It's not fair, bro. It's nothing for y'all to apologize for. I'm sorry.
We really appreciate it.
But just as much as I support him, there's no excuses. So if he changed, then just from there, if that don't work, then it's what, boot camp or military school?
Sure, yeah.
I hope that was embarrassing enough for you to